I really wish somebody would do a 450. Actually, I wish they would do like a 500. Like my ideal, I was thinking, and I was talking to some guys on Moto Amino about, you know, what's your ideal supermoto, and most everybody, you know, comes back a 450, you know, aluminum frame, lightweight. But my idea is, yeah, I want an aluminum frame. Like, there's no reason not to have an aluminum frame. But I want a full frame too. I don't want a half frame like the 701 Supermoto. I don't like how it's designed, because I like the dirt bike style frames. I like the frame to go all the way under. Okay, it weighs a little bit more, but I like having that, especially if you're going to do some off-roading and you're going to go over stuff. You want that frame to handle like hitting a log or something. But my ideal supermoto, like my vision to have one, would be like a 500cc parallel twin, you know, and have it set up performance oriented, you know. Don't try to like get the maximum power out of it you can so you lose reliability, but I want to say Honda's 500 makes something like 50 horsepower. If you could take that engine and knock out another 10 horse, but put it on a supermoto with an aluminum frame that's only going to weigh maybe 270, 280, somewhere around that mark, it would be a hell of a fun bike. And the parallel twin will get you that more reliability and that more rideability. Like, it's going to drop the engine vibrations down. You're going to be able to cruise on the highway a little better. So I just think like a 500 parallel twin would make a damn good supermoto. And it would still keep the bike small. You know, that 500 isn't a very big engine, you know, it's a 250 stacked together. And I think a V-twin would just be, make it too long. Like some of the Aprilias and the, I think it's, yeah, Aprilia makes like that 550. It's a little bit longer, I think. It's got a little bit longer wheelbase. But I just think a 500 parallel twin would get you plenty of power, good reliability, because you're not trying to take a 500 single and knock 50, 60 horsepower out of it and try to keep it reliable. It's hard to do with a single. And it'll be a little more highway capable. You know, if you had a 6-speed transmission on it, you could put a really high 6 gear on it, you know, like make it where you have to be going like 65, maybe 70 to go into 6th. So that way you can cruise 80 miles an hour on the interstate if you had to. I don't really plan on having a supermoto and touring on it or cruising the interstate, but being able to cruise 80 miles an hour would be nice without like feeling like the bike's gonna blow up or the bike's screaming at you. And that Aprilia 550, man, people love that thing. Like it makes a hell of a lot of power. It's lightweight. From what I've seen, they just don't seem to be very reliable. Like they have issues. But that's what I would do. I'd do a 500 parallel twin. Try to get somewhere around 60 horsepower out of it. It'd be awesome. Or if you're gonna do a single, do like a 500, so that way you can keep it a little more reliable than a 450. Do a little bit bigger engine and kind of drop the horsepower down on it just a little bit, so you can have better valve adjustments, longer valve adjustments, and just more reliability. The 450 is just not going to be reliable on the street, you know. It is what it isn't, you know. There's a lot of guys riding 450s on the street, but it's a lot of work to keep them running good, you know. Valve adjustments and oil changes. I ride my bike too much. Like, I've thought about a 450, converting a 450, but it wouldn't be my everyday bike. It would just be like a canyon carver. It's really neat. All these tires are stacked up because that's a shooting range in there. It's a gun range, so you shoot at the tires, so the bullets pretty much just get stuck in the tires. But I just ride too much to have a 450. Like, I'd be changing the oil like every weekend. Every week, I should say. I'd be riding on the weekend and then I'd be changing it during the week. So I'd be adjusting valves every other week, or checking the valves. Not necessarily adjusting them, but I'd be checking them. And for what? Just to have more power? That's what I like about the DRZ. It's a very known to be a very reliable bike. You take care of it, you know, change the oil, and do a few little mods to it, so reliability mods, because it's got its downsides, its faults. Every bike does, but you know, I've got over 8,000 miles on mine, and I haven't had to adjust the valves yet. 'Cause the valve adjustment doesn't come until 11,000, so all I've been doing is just kind of changing the oil often. Especially riding wheelies, you want to change the oil more often because that breather box likes to burn oil. If I was going to do a 450 Supermoto, I would do an RMX 450Z, because it comes with the headlight and tail light on it already, and it's got a little bit wider ratio transmission, and I would just set it up to make it street legal, and then I would take everything off of it that made it street legal and just have it set up for a canyon carver, you know, just ride the twisty roads, and that's it. And then I'll have the DRZ to like put more miles on, you know. The RMZ I'd probably ride around town a little bit and ride wheelies a bit and things like that. The DRZ would just be my go-to bike all the time. Or I thought about like a 252 stroke Supermoto. You know, like I said, if it's just going to be a canyon carver and that's all I'm going to do is be riding it wide open on the twisty roads, I'll just run a 2-stroke and not have to worry about adjusting valves. But I don't know. I really wish somebody would do a good smaller displacement Supermoto. Not really smaller displacement, but just, you know, a proper Supermoto. Now the 701 is a very enticing Supermoto just because it's gonna be a good highway bike, because it's basically a sport bike with dirt bike styling, you know. But at the same time, it's bigger, it's heavier, it's expensive. I'm not going to say that, you know, if somebody builds a 450 or like a 500 Supermoto, that's going to be cheap. But I wouldn't think that it's going to be $13,000 either. So, and they're just so hard to get. And so I'm not into KTM products. I'm not saying anything bad about them, but I just don't want them. They're very expensive to own.